So let me just be real with you. When I first got on YouTube, I started my YouTube channel a few years ago, and then I came back to YouTube last month to start producing content. And I never thought that I would be talking about cancer on my channel. I thought talking about cancer wouldn't be well received and people probably wouldn't want to hear about it because it's such a Debbie Downer. But I have been so amazed and surprised by the amount of support and encouraging words and comments that I've gotten from people who have learned about my diagnosis story and have gone on to view other videos about cancer. So this video is about living with an incurable illness, because multiple myeloma, as it is right now, is incurable. They don't have a cure for it, but I like to think of it as they don't have a cure as of yet. I'm praying for a cure. I'm hoping for a cure in my lifetime, because living with an incurable illness does mess with your mind. I'm gonna be really honest with you. It messes with your head because you're constantly thinking about your time. You're constantly thinking about treatment options. You're constantly thinking about how long you're going to have on a specific treatment. And when I first was diagnosed, I told my doctors that I didn't want to know anything about prognosis of time frames or timelines or how much time they thought I had, because I do firmly believe that my time is in God's hands. So I intentionally never wanted to hear about a time frame. But I'll be honest with you, every day, just about every day, 95% of the time, it's on my mind or it's in the back of my mind. And to live with an incurable illness sometimes feels like a heavy coat that just kind of smothers you a little bit, and you just can't seem to shake it. But you want to shake it, you want to get free from it, but it just follows you everywhere and it weighs you down. That's kind of how it feels to me if I was to give an analogy of what it's like to live with an incurable illness. I look at other blood cancers like leukemia and lymphoma and the strides that they make those diseases to find a cure, and I'm hoping that multiple myeloma is not far behind in trying to find a cure for it. In the meantime, what I do is I try to stay as positive as I possibly can. I try to watch comedies. I try to read things that are funny. I try to laugh as much as I possibly can. And I try to enjoy the moment as much as I can. I really try to focus on the now and what's going on right now, instead of thinking and focusing so much on the future. Because when I was first diagnosed, all I did, literally all the time, every day and at night before I went to bed, was read medical journals. I just would read anything I could find about multiple myeloma. I tried to read anything I could find about the symptoms, the origin. You would have thought I went back to biology class as much as I was researching and reading about anatomy and physiology. I became fixated on trying to find an answer, because it can be unsettling to be diagnosed with something incurable and also not be able to know what initially caused it. So I've done a lot of research. I've read hundreds of medical journals, books on cancer. I just became obsessed with wanting to know why this happened and why did it happen to me. But as I come up on 3 years of being diagnosed with this, I will say that fixation is not as much as it used to be. I'm learning, like I said, how to be in the now, how to live in the now. I'm learning how to have joy and find joy, whatever circumstances you find yourself in, to try to find something to be happy about. I'm choosing happiness as much as I possibly can. So that's the way I navigate living with an incurable illness. And like I mentioned, actually, which is brand new to me, talking about it on this channel has been healing in some way, and getting the feedback and the support from you all is so appreciated. And while I mention that, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. That's how I navigate living with an incurable illness. I'm praying for a cure. I stay positive, and I try to stay in the now as much as I possibly can, because that's all you really can do at the end of the day. One thing I will say is throughout this is I really learned a lot about myself. And you hear people say that, and sometimes I hear people say that, and I'm really thinking to myself, well, what did you learn? Or what did they learn? Or what was their perspective? But something about being diagnosed with something incurable, it kind of puts you in this crucible of sorts, where it's like just an immense amount of pressure to try to figure everything out, figure your life out, figure out what's important to you. And you go back and review everything. You when you get diagnosed with cancer, you go back and review every aspect of your life. Like, you just siphon through your life and everything and think about old decisions you made and how you ended up there. It's a lot that goes on mentally when a diagnosis like this. I will say there is a lot of hope. Definitely find out who you are. And I know it's something that people say a lot, but it does make you stronger. It does help you feel like you can navigate so many things that you may not have felt like you could have navigated before. You definitely think you can overcome it once you deal with a cancer diagnosis like this. So if you want to know about how I was diagnosed, you can check out this video that I'll link to this one. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.